In the Champagne Stakes, Maya Card for 50 cents, 675, 175. Western Ace, 540 and 185. Sound Horizon, 28.85 and 560. The Victorian Devon Duke, 720, 165. Imperial Majesty, 23.65.25. Atari, 58.50, 10.10. Lonely Nights, 9.10, 195. Number 8, Bounding Away, 185, $1.05. 9, Diamond Shower, 2.15 and 75. Number 10, Scotch and Dry, 165 and 55. And the other starter, number 11, Pharaoh's Daughter, 12.90 and 2.25. Pool, 73,000 the win, 34,000 the place. Trifecta in Melbourne for 1, 2 and 5 has paid $100 and 65 cents. $100 and 65 cents. And there's weight. Correct weight.
Correct weight there, race.
Payne, we cross to your caller there, Ian Craig.
And the track classification is slow. Lonely Nights on the inside. Here's the starter mounting his ladder, ready to run in the Champagne. I'm good. Racing now. Our Sound Horizon knuckled and came out very slowly. Lonely Nights dropping off and bounding away straight to the lead, but here's Atari going up to header. Third position, Western Ace, and then Diamond Shower, followed by Devon Duke. Right it off the track, Pharaoh's Daughter. A length and a half, Scotch and Dry on the outside of Mayo Card. 2.5, Imperial Majesty. Then Lonely Nights, and a further 3 lengths to Sound Horizon. Atari going along at a good clip to the first corner near the 1,000 metres. A length on Devon Duke. 1, Pharaoh's Daughter, followed by Bounding Away on the outside of a stablemate Western Ace, 1.5 to Diamond Shower, and then comes on the inside Maya Card, just shading the New Zealand filly Scotch and Dry, who's being tagged by Lonely Nights. Second last being Imperial Majesty, and a further 2 lengths Sound Horizon. At the 800 in the Champagne, Atari steadied about 3/4 to a length clear on Devon Duke, 1.5 Western Ace. Pharaoh's Daughter on the outside, 2 to Bounding Away, a length the Diamond Shower niggled at from Lonely Nights, and then Scotch and Dry as rain again begins to fall from Sound Horizon. Second last is Maya Card, and absolute as they come round the home corner, Imperial Majesty. 400 left to gallop, and here Western Ace getting through, but he's hanging a shade. Devon Duke on his outside. They've dropped out Atari, and then comes Bounding Away. Sound Horizon's made up a heap of ground, then Pharaoh's Daughter, and a gap to Diamond Shower. Scotch and Dry is struggling. Bounding Away did just that. Now at the 200 metres, Bounding Away a length and a half on Diamond Shower. She's inclined to hang in a shade, Diamond Shower, and Bounding Away is a mile too good for Diamond Shower, rocketing home Maya Card, but Bounding Away, isn't she a great filly? And Bounding Away brilliantly wins the Champagne from a tight finish between Maya Card and Diamond Shower. Then came Western Ace. Further away was Sound Horizon, Devon Duke, Scotch and Dry, Pharaoh's Daughter. Then Lonely Nights, Imperial Majesty, and the early leader walked to the line last at Atari.
Well, a magnificent win there to Bounding Away, who blew like a north wind in the betting, got out to almost double its opening quote, and has cantered in. Diamond Shower in second placing there with Maya Card coming down the outside with a strong run, but Bounding Away has literally walked in. Now the win for Smith and Mick Dittman, Maya Card probably getting up the run second. And the winner, number 8, Bounding Away, to pay $1.90 for the win and 80 a place. Probably Maya Card second, $1.80. And number 9, Diamond Shower third, 70 cents. Now this should pays on the Champagne Stakes. Not a brilliant win to Bounding Away. Well, now we say good afternoon to Keith Hillier.
Well, thank you, Bill, and great...
The approximates for this event. It's the Bill Atkins handicap, number 1, Chez Nous, 9, 10 and 235. 2 Fast and Furious is 180 and 75. 3 Count Giraffe, 34, 40 and 250. 4 Corpus Delecti, 560 and 185. 5 Final Child, 380, 115. 6 All Benefits, 705 and 330. 7 Charfire, 235 and 65. 8 Way and Rock, 92, 30 and 1715. Number 9, Yarley Prince, 650 and 180. 10, Stardust Girl, 1180 and 235. Number 11, Storm Joy, over on the next page. We'll find Storm Joy, and there it is, 45, 40 and 890. Number 12, Super Saddles, 465, 205. And number 13, Twig Now, 680 and 190. The win pool there, 22,000, and the place pool about 11,500. Now, the next race from Sydney today is the AJC St Ledger Stakes. There's a field of 8 in that event now, with 1 scratching. And here's how the TAB shows them at this stage. Orchestration, 19, 10 and 255. Handy Proverb, the odds-on favourite, 65 and 50. 3 Agent Provocative, 470, 130. Scratch Panama Jack. Number 5, Rising Fear, 22, 10 and 310. 6, Mohegan, 845, 155. 7, Saxon White, 1975, 285. 8, Secret Century, 14, 22, 55. And number 9, My Knight Templar, $2.65 and 70 cents. So there you have the progress betting for both Melbourne, Sydney and Adelaide. We'll be back here in Grandstand, exclusive to Channel 7. Moonee Valley Racing today, the highlight with Randwick and also Morphettville included live in our telecast throughout the day. This break, then we'll be back.
If the view out...
8, 1 and 9 in the Champagne. Bounding away 190 and 80. Mayo Card 180 and Diamond Shower 70. Quinella $23.05 and the Trifecta $142.65. Here in Melbourne, I can tell you that Old Vic is a clear-cut favourite as they move around behind the stalls in Adelaide. The Old Vic is a clear favourite in Melbourne. And over in Adelaide, Fast and Furious is very skinny on the tote. It's been inclined to ease in the betting. Corpus Delecti has held its mark in the betting, number 4, and it's showing $4 on the tote, which is good value. Bottom weight Twig Now has been a little bit of money for that in Adelaide too, and it's a reasonable value at the moment at $8.15. Now, Yarley Prince is value. It's around the toss of the coin, sharing favouritism with Fast and Furious, and it's showing $3.60 on the tote. Sharfire is the one that has been supported in, and it's at $2.85 on the tote. It's threatening for favouritism, although the latest call there, Fast and Furious, has firmed slightly to favouritism. Runners around behind the starting stalls. Fast and Furious will be known to Victorian racegoers. It's done a lot of racing here. Last start winner at Morphettville. It raced in the white, black Maltese cross, green armbands and cap. Charfire, they brought it over here to Flemington, and it wasn't really sighted in the race won by Star Pyramid. It's in the yellow-white stripes. Charfire is trained by J.D. Smith at Morphettville. Corpus Delecti is in gold, royal blue V and cap. Well, they've got a little bit behind over there in Adelaide. Yarley Prince, the other one that's well in the betting, incidentally, is in the gold, black band and armbands. As soon as all the half-time football scores are through, we'll check them for you. Late scratching in Sydney, race 4, and that's number 4, Tungsten Lad, is out of race 8. Race 8, number 4, Tungsten Lad, is a late scratching in Sydney. Still quite a delay there in Adelaide as the runners are all round behind the 1,200 metre barrier. Shanu, of course, it'll be much too short for him. He's another one that's well known to us. He's a mountain of a horse, Shanu, in the Colin Hayes stable. Pretty good stayer who's never ever had much luck in his races. In the purple, green band and armbands. Let's go across to our caller there in Adelaide now, Ron Paps.
Haven't forgotten him. Now, moving up well, Way and Rock the Star comes forward. Super Saddles joining them. Corpus Delecti, the Oakbank winner, is about to go up. Storm Joy, another staying mare, is about to come forward, and Shanu, we hope, will go forward. It can be a bit of a reluctant racehorse, but Jim Courtney has dismounted. Oh, Count Giraffe's got through the gates. No harm done, quickly underhand. Now, Sydney, a late scratching. Race 8, number 4, Tungsten Lad, please note, has just been advised. Sydney, race 8, number 4, Tungsten Lad, a late scratching in Sydney. Obviously, the state of the track. Now, Count Giraffe to come around. Where's Shanu? Is he doing the right thing out there in about 11? Yes, I think they've got him in. Now, Count Giraffe to come up, drawn inside of Shanu. Don't forget, racing on Tuesday, a big 9-event program at Port Augusta. Wednesday racing at Murray Bridge, should be 9 events there at least. They had tremendous nominations. The opening of their new betting shelter complex. Racing next Saturday's Victoria Park for the Birthday Cup and other good races listed. Now, a bit of movement here as they get Shanu to settle and Count Giraffe to come in. Previous winner today was Forgetting Blue and White, who won the exhibition gallop. Number 3, Abacado. It took out the first leg of today's Portside Mitsubishi Fortrella and won well. Paid $3.25 and $1.05, ridden by Brody King, got home by about a half a length. We're all set to go now. The Bill Atkins anniversary handicap, they're away and running, and a pretty tidy sort of a start too. Charfire came out first ahead of Corpus Delecti, Super Saddles. Count Giraffe showing some speed, and with those on settling, Twig Now. Fast and Furious is getting a dream run right up along the inside, and they were followed further back by Final Child. Then Yali Prince, Stardust Girl, Way and Rock around them, Stormjoy, Shanu, and about 4 away to All Benefit at the tail, perhaps a little more. Racing down the side, and Charfire led by 2 lengths to in second place in Corpus Delecti. Fast and Furious still getting a rails run inside of Twig Now, and around them goes Super Saddles. Way and Rock is prominent to stayer. They were followed just in behind them by Final Child as they pack up to the turn. Yali Prince was next, and then came behind them Count Giraffe, followed by Stardust Girl, Stormjoy. About 3 lengths to Shanu and 5 to All Benefit. Into the straight they come, and Fast and Furious persisting for the rails run, but it's Charfire by a couple. Fast and Furious is about to come off the rail, but it's under the whip, I notice. Super Saddles, and further back behind them Corpus Delecti, but Charfire is starting to burn the turf. It's drawing away from them, and it'll leave them standing. Charfire gets home by about 3 lengths on the line. Second's a good go, Super Saddles. Third, Yali Prince, Corpus Delecti. Then Final Child, followed by Fast and Furious, Stardust Girl, a nice effort. Stormjoy likewise, and then Twig Now, followed further back behind those by Way and Rock. He showed some speed. With him Count Giraffe, All Benefit, and Shanu.
I was always cantering that horse in the run, Charfire, and it's gone away to win very easily. Number 7, Charfire, 265 and 95. Number 12, Super Saddles, 175. And number 9, Yali Prince, 125. They're the should pays on the Victorian TAB on race 6 in Adelaide. Now we have at this stage some half-time football scores to give you, so let's check them, see how your team's getting on. Essendon 8-5 to Footscray 4-3 after a very even first quarter. Geelong 7-9 to the Sydney Swans. They're having a great battle. There was 10 points the difference at quarter time. There are 9 points the difference now. Is that right? Let me look at that again. 7-9, 51 to 6-6, which should be 42. That's right, 9 points the difference. Hawthorn and Richmond. Richmond led early, but Hawthorn have got the better of them now, leading 11 goals 13 to Richmond's 9 goals 2. Now the other games, North Melbourne and Collingwood. Collingwood have got the break. 8-8, 56 to North Melbourne, 5-4, 34. Could it be their first win? Carlton 11-9, racing right away from St Kilda, 4 goals 4. And Fitzroy starting to do a little better than Melbourne. They're 8 goals 12 to Melbourne, 7 goals 4. They're the half-time football scores in the VFL. Candidates in the mounting yard for the next event as we join Keith Hillier and Roy Higgins.
Race 7 is the third leg of the quaddie. We might get tips from Jenny Chapman. Have you done your homework, Jen?
I've done a little bit, Keith. I actually like number 1. I think Colin Little can possibly train a double this afternoon with the old Vic. From number 6, Footprints, who won 2 starts back at Bendigo and Ballarat. And number 2, I'll put him for third, All Spades.
All Spades.
Not very good odds there, but then again, you know, you want to win it.
That's the name of the game, isn't it? Let's have a look at number 1, the Old Vic, who is the tote favourite. And Roy,
the previous race in Adelaide went to Charfire, 265.95. Super Saddles second, 175. Yali Prince third, $1.25. Quinella, $23.60, and the trifecta, $131.35. And there's only 2 to go in. Well, I've had it for 3-year-olds. That was its usual thing. They're the candidates moving up to the stalls now. Handy Proverb, long odds on with the bookies, about 70 cents, and away they go.
Jumped out pretty well. Handy Proverb is back third last as they commence the run around the home corner the first time, and here it's Mohegan leading the way, about 3/4 of a length on Secret Century near the fence. Orchestration travelling third, and Wide Out Rising Fear, and then Agent Provocative followed closely by Handy Handy Proverb. Saxon White second last, and Absolute is My Knight Templar. Galloping down past the 200 metres, and Rising Fear continuing to make ground on the outside, and the speed is rather slow. But Rising Fear, trained by Larry Pickering, now goes to a clear-cut lead by a length and a half. In second position, Mohegan, as they stroll past the winning post. In third position, Secret Century, shading on his outside Orchestration. A length the Handy Proverb, who settled nicely, is about one off the rails from Saxon White. Second last is Agent Provocative, and a length and a half further back is the New Zealander My Knight Templar. Rising Fear over the crossing at the 2,000, increasing his lead to about 4 lengths now on Mohegan. On the fences, Secret Century, then comes Orchestration, 3 away from the rails, 1 off, same as Handy Proverb. The fence, Saxon White, racing on the inside of Agent Provocative, and another 2 lengths to My Knight Templar. Rising Fear, going past the 1,700 metres mark here, has a lead of about 7 lengths now, I'd say, on Mohegan and Handy Proverb. Handy Proverb is starting to make a little ground in company with Mohegan, and they're pegging back Rising Fear. And in fact, as they turn into the back straight and go past the 1,500, Rising Fear's only a length and 3/4 Mohegan. 1 Handy Proverb, then Orchestration, followed by Agent Provocative, then Secret Century. Second last being Saxon White, and My Knight Templar now racing wide out in last position, and he'd only be about 7 or 8 lengths from Rising Fear, who shows the way down the back. At the 1,200 metres, Rising Fear a little more than a length on Mohegan. Third position occupied by Handy Proverb, who's going up to the girth of the second horse, Mohegan, from Orchestration. 1 Agent Provocative, Secret Century, shuffled back a little, Saxon White on the outside, and Absolute is My Knight Templar. Racing to the side now in the St. Leger, past the 1,000 metres, and Rising Fear 3/4 of a length on Mohegan. Third position taken by Orchestration. Cassidy's become snookered on Handy Proverb, and then on the outside is Agent Provocative. Further back, Saxon White. Secret Century second last, and My Knight Templar whips them in at the 700 metres, and Rising Fear 3/4 of a length on Mohegan. Handy Proverb waiting for the run. A break then to Agent Provocative. Orchestration the outside. My Knight Templar going very wide. Secret Century second last, and Saxon White looks as though he had enough. They're all travelling pretty wide, bar Rising Fear as they turn the corner. Handy Proverb getting out now, and Handy Proverb dashes between Mohegan and Rising Fear to take the lead. My Knight Templar's very, very wide out and running a good race, and then Agent Provocative, but Handy Proverb comes past the 200. He's kicked away Handy Proverb, and he's going to top the $500,000 in stake money by winning this. He's about 2 Rising Fear, who's running a courageous race. Agent Provocative third, but Handy Proverb outclasses his rivals in the St. Leger. Handy Proverb 2 lengths Rising Fear, third Agent Provocative, then Secret Century. My Knight Templar died on his run from Orchestration, Mohegan, wilted, and last Saxon White.
Handy Proverb, it's very, very smart, isn't it? Second last start in the AJC Derby, looked to have, but the Bone Crusher, looked to have a mortgage on it, and so it proved. Handy Proverb, ridden by Jay Cassidy, 75 and 55. Number 5, Rising Fear, 235. And number 3, Agent Provocative, 70 cents. They're the should pays after the running of the AJC St. Leger today. Now, correct weight is up for that previous race in Melbourne. The winner won the Old Vic, 155 and 75. Second, 6 Footprints, $1, and third, 4 Wise Decision, $1.35. The Quinella, $3.90, and the Trifecta, $51.
Carlton are proud to be associated with Sevens Racing.
Go for the greatness.
Okay, let's have a look now at the next in Sydney, as far as the tote is concerned. Number 1, Common Sense, is showing $3.95 and $1.50. 2, Travel Light, $2.10 and $90. 3, Magic Gleam, $3.45 and $1.50. 4, Farris King, $9.55 and $2.60. 5, Canacea, $1.40 and $50. 6, On Leave, $8.70 and $2.45. 7, Sabari, $7.10, $1.40. 8, King Zephyr, $15.45, $3.85. 9, Twin Alps, $15 and $3.20. 10 is Juventus, $15.80 and $3.80. Number 11, Tropical Prince, $20.30 and $5. 12, Premier Pride, $113.15 and $24. 13, Princimo, $45.5 and $8.40. And 14, Romney Tune, $228.85 and $35.20. Win pool, $24,500. The place pool there, $12,300. That's race 7 in Sydney. Well, we might have a look at the replays of the races run here today at Moonee Valley. And we'll check the result with correct weight up in Adelaide in the St Ledger. Number 2, Handy Proverb, the odds on favourite, 75 and 55. 5, Rising Fiat, 235, and 3, Agent Provocative, 70. Quinella, 695, and the trifecta, $38. Now, for you people betting over in Adelaide today, I can tell you the favourite here, Just Begun, has been pretty easy in the betting in Adelaide. It's drifted out to nearly twice its opening price, still showing $1.55 on the tote. Still favourite, however. Number 2 in the race is Well Fancied. That is Master Eclipse. It's showing $2.90, which is just about right. Stanamar is another one in the betting. It's a bit of value on the tote at the moment at $2.95. And so too is number 4, Elarama, at $4.40 is reasonable value. And down to Triumph, number 11. It's the one that's been best backed in the race. It's showing $3 on the win tote, which is quite over its odds as the runners move into the stalls here now for this race. And we cross to your caller, Ron Paps, as they try to get this one in.
By Twig Moss out of Summercrest, who's since been sold. Now Risky Way is the one holding up the start. It's the only one out. They're all in with the exception of Risky Way. Don't forget racing on Tuesday at Port Augusta. 9 events on the program. I'd say a similar sized program at Murray Bridge on Wednesday, and the Birthday Cup meeting on Thursday. Don't forget tonight we have the heats of the Inter-Dominion coming through from Albion Park tonight, called by our own Peter Smith, who's up there with his TAA Tour package. All those lucky people with him. We've got Moonee Valley Harness Racing and, of course, Globe Derby Park closer to home. Well, Risky Way, there's a risky chance of going into the stalls here. They've tried everything now. The hoop gets off. Simon Jones.
Right, just speaking over as they're getting ready to go into the stalls for race 7 in Adelaide. Robert Scarlett, the rider of Mysterious Man, has collapsed through wasting and has been replaced by Kevin Mitchell. Robert Scarlett being treated by ambulance men and the casualty section here at the course. He apparently wasted heavily, so Robert Scarlett won't be riding Mysterious Man. Kevin Mitchell, the replacement rider. Back to Adelaide.
They often just walk straight up, and that's exactly what Risky Way has done. The Western Australian is the TAB favourite. They're almost ready to go. Just Begun from the west. Racing now. Tidy start, spot on target, Risky Way just slightly slower start with Wine Duke easing back, and the West Aussie Just Begun has begun nicely to go to the lead. 2 lengths to Master Eclipse, ridden along to second. Triumph hunting up on the inside. Lady Lucilla and Willow Moss is there, and so is Romantic Jim. 2 lengths away behind them came Stanamar. They were followed then by making a bit of ground Elarama and keeping Smiling Viking wide. Further back, spot on target, Risky Way and Wine Duke. This has taken off Just Begun. He's gone like the bolters going towards the 1200 and is out about 8 to 10 lengths in advance of Lady Lucilla. Third placing Master Eclipse, 2 lengths away to Triumph on the inside, and then came Willow Moss. Further back behind them, Romantic Jim, followed by Elarama, who's starting to panic a little bit and hunt up around them. Stanamar next. Well, they might panic a bit back in the field because the leader's 12 lengths in front at the 1,000. Further back, Smiling Viking, followed by Risky Way, and 2 lengths away behind those Wine Duke. Down the side of the course they race now with 800 to go. Is he taken short on this leader? He's in a hurry to get home. It's Just Begun racing down the side by 10 to 12 lengths. Second placing Lady Lucilla on the inside of Master Eclipse, 2 lengths to Triumph. They were followed by Willow Moss, and further back behind them Romantic Jim. Elarama's under the shillelagh. Then Stanamar. Further back, spot on target. The panic's happening back in the field now. Can they get this leader? Risky Way well back. Wine Duke and Smiling Viking at the 400. Just Begun still the leader by 4 lengths to Master Eclipse, Lady Lucilla. Then came further back Romantic Jim, and they were followed on the outside by Triumph, who's trying hard, but this is travelling nicely for Stocker at the 200. Just Begun. It's 4 or 5 in front. Master Eclipse is trying hard, but oh, is he a good rider at his best, John Stocker? This is going to win, and win easily. Just Begun by about 3.5 on the line, and let's have a good look at the hold. It's a half. Nelson he's got on it. It could have gone around again. Master Eclipse second, Stanamar third. There's a top Derby pointer. Back behind those then came Wine Duke, and they were followed further back behind them by Risky Way, then Elarama, followed by Spot on Target. Back in the pack, Romantic Jim, then came Smiling Viking and Willow Moss. Lady Lucilla pulling up quickly, and so did Triumph.
Well, the Western Australians must have forgot to send their money over for that, because as I mentioned, it blew to almost double its opening quote. Still favourite, Just Begun. On the tape to pay $1.50 the win and 75 a place. Number 2, Master Eclipse, 95. And number 3, Stanimar, 95 cents. 1, 2 and 3. In race book order, just begun, of course, ran a place in the West Australian Derby, and he's over in South Australia to run in the SAJC Derby, which comes up next month. Now, let's have a look at the approximates for the next in Adelaide while we're on the job. Super Sid 8.15 in race 8 and 2.95. The Aqaba Kid 4.10 and 1.80. Colourbright 8.50, 2.85. Panama City 15.10 and 3.70. So Fearless 8.45 and 3.10. Northern Attempt $4 and 1.45. Kotiko 4.22.35. 8 Barbie Girl 3.35 and 1.30. 9 Nagara Princess 19.80 and 4.50. 10 Tillaturi 2.55 and 70. Number 11 is Hardcore, 9.45 to 20. 12 Solo in Space, 18.10, 6.90. 13 Ace, 4.85, 1.40. 14 Highman 2, 36.60, 7.90. 15 Miss Rafiq, 123.50 and 28.80. 16 Turn to Reason, 24.75, 55. And 17 Via the West, 38.45 and 8. The win pool, nearly $10,000. The place pool, $6,000 in Adelaide. Now, Keith Hillier, Roy Higgins, and you won't mistake Jenny Chapman amongst that pair. They're down in the mounting yard.
I'm going to give Jenny priority, Bill, because she did select the Quinella in the previous race. Can you do it again, Jen?
I'll try, Keith. Actually, there's no surprise in what I'm going to tip in this race. Of course, Lighthouse Watson, because he does go very well at Moonee Valley, and Mick Clark aboard will certainly help him. From number 9, Mysterious Man, very classy 3-year-old, and had 6 starts for 3 wins. From one with a little bit of odds, if you're taking a trifecta, number 11, Chenin Blanc. Is that how you pronounce it?
That's close
Not being
enough,
a wine
yeah.
buff or anything. Yeah, I'll put him in number 11 to run third.
You're not sort of saying that Lighthouse Watson, if it could win for me, it can win for Mick Clark, are you?
No, I won't. You said that, Keith. It wasn't me. I hope he can anyway for the connections.
All right, we'll keep an eye on your tips, Jen. Number 1 is a
55 officially with weight right. 2 Master Eclipse 95 and 3 Stanimar 95. Quinella 5.35. Trifecta $21.15. That's Adelaide. Now, Lighthouse Watson.
By just begun, John Stocker. Paid $1.75 and 90 here. Now the final event at Moonee Valley has been put back 10 minutes, please note.
Back 10 minutes. We'll now start at 5 to 5. The last at the Valley at 5 to 5.
Now Solo in Space red. No harm done, but as I speak, it's up again. Trained over at Kimber on the coast. The racing now. Away they go in the West End Country Cup final, and Barbie Girl began very quickly indeed with the Aqaba Kid. Northern Attempt is prominent, and so too is Panama City. With those is Tillaturian. Around the outside goes Solo in Space. Kotiko is prominent too. Joining in with those Miss Rafiq. Getting around her is Super Sid. Further back to Hardcore. In that jam-packed division as they race along the far side, Miss Rafiq is getting back in the field a little now. Around the outside of those Highman 2. Back in the field Via the West. 2.5 to Ace, and last of all is Nagara Princess. Racing down the side with 1,050 to go, heading to the 1,000 now, and So Fearless gone up on the outside to be the leader. Down on the inside, Panama City with it. It's Panama City just drawing a half length in front of So Fearless, 1.5 lengths to 2 away. Kotiko joining Northern Attempt. Northern Attempt has the run of the race. The Aqaba Kid next, followed around the